Hey everyone, and thanks for checking out this video. This is the second of 4 from a recent trip I made to the Los Angeles area in early January of 2025. I was there just before those tragic wildfires erupted. My heart truly does go out to everyone affected by them. Also, I'd like to give a big thank you to 2 supporters of the channel, Michael Peace and Mark Rudolph. Support like theirs helps make these videos possible, so thank you both very much. I really do appreciate it. Alright, back to the video. Today we're taking a look at Los Angeles Union Station. It's a beautiful building and well worth a stop if you're in the area. Here are a few pictures I took of the inside on a different trip. Opening up in 1939, this is the largest and busiest rail station in the western United States. It's also Amtrak's 5th busiest station overall. 4 of Amtrak's long-distance trains originate and terminate here. The Coast Starlight to Seattle, the Southwest Chief and Texas Eagle both head to Chicago, and the Sunset Limited to New Orleans. Unfortunately, though, they do not allow recording on the property, so I had to park on a side street next to it and get set up. We'll watch as several Amtrak and Metrolink trains come and go. First up is the departing Metrolink train with an EMD F59PH leading the way and cab car 677 on the rear. As you can imagine, being below the tracks on a side street and not being able to see anything except what the drone sees made this a bit more challenging. LA Union Station is a stub end station, meaning trains must enter and leave the same way they came. Here's a look at the signal bridge they'll travel under as they leave. Looks like we have a clear signal on the number 1 main and another Metrolink on the move. That's locomotive 942, an EMD F125. As our train continues forward, it makes the diverging move onto the number 1 before going out of sight. I didn't catch much, but here's some of the radio traffic I caught while I was at Union Station.
T68 Mike over PTC active. Okay, copy that. Once I see your PTC fired up, we'll get you on. Amtrak 7X4, good release. Set him up. Over.
Central LA, he's gonna go to 807, so stay here for a second, train over.
Live power off the Fort Worth. Metro wanted us to call you. We need the Y at 25th Street there. Head back to Commerce, okay with you?
Move right now. You need it for something?
Here's a better view of the terminal layout. The main station area is over here, but there is a smaller section in this building as well. I believe that's train number 4, the Southwest Chief at the passenger platform. A closer look shows 2 Genesis locomotives, a baggage car, and 7 Superliners. You can also see another Metrolink a few tracks over. And at the top part of your screen, one of the city's light rail trains is approaching its station stop. I really enjoyed my time riding on the light rail, or Metro as it's called. I'll try to make a quick video on it the next time I'm in the area. Looks like the Southwest Chief has number 18 on the point. It's a nearly 30-year-old P42DC. It's followed by 148, also a P42DC. As we head to the end of the train, we can see another Metrolink to its left and what looks to be a baggage crew heading toward the train. I heard steel wheels squealing against steel rails. Let's see what's arriving at the station. It's a Pacific Surfliner. I believe this is train number 581. That's a Siemens SC44 Charger locomotive pushing.
Yeah, guys, just a report of a trespassers, 2.0. Proceed with caution. Let me know if you still see them there.
6-5. Eyeball diversion clear out of track 11, over.
Dispatcher's talking to us right now, Tyrell. Okay, River Cell, we got the same proceed with caution at 2.0, those taggers over. That's correct. Thank you, guys. Welcome. And break, that was a high ball, 1165.
Diversion clear out of track 11, over.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, bud.
Creeping up to C7 for me. I don't know how far you need to hold back. But that's in LA. It's about got another 1,200 feet. You'll be clear if you'll creep up to C7 for me.
And ahead, if you want it, you can roll up to it. Get that signal from night track, over.
All right, rolling up to the red. We go.
Looks like another Surfliner is arriving as well. I'm a fan of the Surfliner paint scheme. What do you think? That second Surfliner also has a Siemens SC44 on the head end.
That's very aggressive. Hang on just a second.
There, over. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Metrolink 1165, did you copy that? Sounds like trespassers are gone at 2.0.
All right, cool. Trespassers is going on 2.0. No more slowing down, regular speed. Thank you, River. Have a good day.
Thanks, guys. Here we go. Metrolink response.
3678, over.
4. That's Kyle, Aaron. Hey, you, Kyle. Hey, have a good day, brother. Hey, you too, man. Take it easy. 84, I have all the runners.
That battery probably went dead on that one because it's been shut down.
I'm assuming you have cars for the loop, right?
U3, over.
Sure thing, track 3, 1278.
Flow's not coming down.
I have all clear number 4, here we go. Por ahí está nomás al 12, ¿Qué? Por ahí está nomás al 12. Bien, 12. Damn, let me refresh.
And for Pier A, copy. Get your lights down to the Alfalfa. So it's clear westward down to over.
This shot gives you a good idea where the station is in relation to the downtown. Those elevated tracks are for the city's light rail. The sunlight was fading fast. Hopefully the Southwest Chief departs on time. We have another Metrolink pulling out from track 11. It too features one of the F-125s. It makes another diverging move onto the number 2 main as it departs. It then heads north and knocks down the clear signal. From there, it will either continue north or eventually turn west. These trains really did catch me off guard. Here we have a Surfliner departing. This train diverges onto the 5 lead before knocking down the signal. The sunsets out here really are something else, just absolutely beautiful. We've got another arrival. It's another Metrolink. I couldn't get the engine number on this one though. That's the back end of Union Station East, as it's called. I heard a train leaving and see the lights on the Southwest Chief activate. You can also spot a Railfan in front, grabbing a video of its departure. I can't wait to take one of these long-distance trains someday. As it pulls away on the number 5 main, even though it departed on time, a look back shows it ran into some serious trouble. It made it to Albuquerque, New Mexico before being canceled due to weather. The train then headed back to Los Angeles, dropping off the passengers at their original stations along the way. Well, that does it for the Union Station portion of our trip. This was really cool to see in action, and that sunset, it just kept getting more and more beautiful. I hope to come back here at some point. I shot this section a few days before. This taller bridge carries the Metrolink River subdivision. This is about 3 miles south of Union Station. That's the LA River in front of us. And that smaller bridge carries BNSF tracks. This is known as Harbor Junction. It's where the Harbor subdivision joins the San Bernardino sub. That's actually a freight horn you're hearing in the distance. Because I was on a trip though, I didn't have all my camera gear with me, so these shots are actually both on cell phones. And here's a slightly zoomed in catch of the same Metrolink. Thank goodness for the drone, it gives a better lay of the land. That's Amtrak's Los Angeles maintenance facility on the left. Those are Union Pacific tracks just beyond the Metrolink rails. We'll take a closer look at the maintenance shops in just a bit. Here's where Union Station is at the top of your screen. There we have an outbound Metrolink. As we follow it, that's the BNSF Hobart Intermodal facility. We'll take a closer look at that in the final video on this trip. Here's another Metrolink heading outbound. That's a Union Pacific Intermodal train it's going over. This is a different day, but here's a Metrolink going by that BNSF Intermodal yard. This is where those previous Metrolink trains would have passed by. This is from my first rail fanning attempt. We're at the Commerce Metrolink station, and that's an inbound Pacific Surfliner heading toward us. Here's another Metrolink hidden behind an intermodal train. Check out all those BNSF locomotives. You guessed it, we'll take a closer look at them in the final video in this series as well. This was really cool for me. I don't know what train this is, but it had dash 8s on the front and rear of the train. I'm a big fan of these locomotives. We sure don't see them very often on the only Amtrak to come through my neck of the woods, the Cardinal. Here it is one more time, zooming past my ground camera. We're in a different location next to the BNSF Intermodal yard. I was waiting on a train with that clear signal in the distance, but I heard something coming toward us from the opposite direction. So I flipped my camera around and check it out. Looks like it's a Metrolink headed for Union Station. You can see its brake lights in the distance. I knew something should be headed this way in the next few minutes. Sure enough, there we see headlights in the distance. It's a Surfliner heading towards San Diego. I was getting ready to leave when I heard another train racing toward me. This catch was from a different night. I was focused on capturing some of the intermodal operations, but then heard this train off in the distance. Here it is once more from my cell phone. I changed spots to get a slightly better vantage point and get away from the speeding traffic when I caught this freight train in what ended up being a meet with an inbound Metrolink. Lastly, we have one more train. This is from a different trip to California a few years ago. That's the Coast Starlight running late on its way to Los Angeles. I was able to get ahead of it and catch it as it pulled through the Ventura station stop. Now it's time for the last portion of this video, a look at the 8th Street Amtrak facility and Redondo Junction turntable. This is about 2.5 miles south of Union Station. Unfortunately though, I couldn't find much information on the facility, so we're just going to take a look around. I believe this is similar to Chicago's facility in that it mainly does servicing and light repair. I'm curious if any of this equipment will head to the Beech Grove shops near Indianapolis. If you have any information, especially on the roundhouse that was torn down, please do share in the comments section. I'd love to know more about these shops. I'll try to show all the locomotives and buildings on the property. I hope you enjoyed this video. It sure was a lot of fun to make and catch so many passenger trains. I do wish the paint schemes for Metrolink were a little more varied, but I guess I can't be too picky. Let me know what you think in the comments. Our next video will focus on the West Colton Yard near San Bernardino. Until then, I hope you have a great day. I almost forgot one last thing. I put a pretty shot of the Santa Monica Pier as the sun was setting at the very end of this video. I hope you check it out and like it. This is more radio traffic I caught in the area.
See over.
Good deal. Thank you, guys.
I have a JB Hunt unit missing seal located in lot 6 Charlie.
10-4, we're already aware of it.
Okay, thank you.
Disconnecting.
All right, line up, call us back on the miles close, 28, Eastern over.
First clear up.
8494 west, that is all correct, sir. And the crew have a safe day.
Okay, thank you, guys.
3D, they
to the pocket east end by the 17.
Could you give the shop a call, see if we could get that their Wesley derail down, please?
Copy that. I'll let you know when it's down.
Copy.
Down for the juice.
Thank you.
Are you on track 11?
On track 11.
Hey, I'm gonna spot these power a little east. You wanna release your brakes?
Spot the power?
Yeah, I gotta go east a little bit.
Stand by.
Add center forming, one of us.
Back.
Third pin.
5, 2 to get.
2. How many?
3.
I ground back 3.
Back 15 more cars, 1-5.
Okay, back 15.
Back, I'm good. So I haven't been passing. Alright. I know it's nothing, but it's a start.
Coming in on the industry for buggy 5, 125, 115, 105. Industry buggy.
Industry buggy 5. You send a van, George?
Oh, work on that, sir.
Okay.
Come on. They're getting off at the crossing at Eastern and then shoving in the track car.
Which is it?
2570 you said?
2 cars to the spot.
221 ahead, 2 spots.
Big one to the ramp, folks.
Yeah. Track 1.
Go ahead.
Are we ready to go?
Yes, sir. How's dropped it or because it's not here no more?
Tracer, you got that one highlighted? You went to 341? 300, 341, you said? Yeah.
I don't know then, Miguel, it's ran in my head. Check there, 213. Bad up there. 36. He's back 12.
Once you gather up the crew, let's have you guys head over to the old 6. Old 6, there's some light power. He doesn't have time to take it into the house. He's barely going to have enough time to roll in there. Let's have you guys hop on that power, take it to the house, please.
T-More, 20.
4 units.
Know how to give an override?
Yeah, what free you need an override on? Copy that. I'll drive your grade 1. I'll park my Hostler and I'll hop over the rail car and help you out.
Yeah, Clark's coming to pick you guys up, over. Clark. She's on the other side of that power there, so whenever you guys are ready, you guys just crawl down and get in the vehicle.
Franklin on the 6, the UPS and 6, there's someone that says double over. Yes, for the UPS is spotted on 6, got a couple of them on the double over.
I got 4 units, 5730 plus 3.
All the way down to the second cone, you could tie them down, leave them running, they're over.
Alright, south track, all the way. Time down, leave run.
Yeah, just, are you ready for the zero?
Looking at it now, right?
Alright, here we go. Zero coming down, get a visual, let me know when you're clear.
Zero coming down, report clear. Thanks.
Alright, guys, westbound caller, 80. I'll be at TTS 646-304. 646-304. Hey, Beto, hit that track 1 after with those 3 bays. Hit that track 1. Yeah. 7 east of the break, UPSU top, and east of it, that UMAX bottom right, there's a bottom right there. There's the UPSU top, and 1 bay east of it is the bottom. It's UMAX 3242. And they could spot it over there. We'll get that system once they pull out. Copy. You guys put them on blue middle. You guys are down right here, blue middle. Freeway. I was telling these guys blue middle. Copy that. All good. Come on, Mister. You don't know what those are.
Got a chassis in your back?
Alright, what are we doing with the power?
Thank you. Power needs to Y over.
Why? You got a number for me? If you go west of the break on 7, make sure that UPS is over there. Just west to...
Hey, that this is going to be the 956.
The light into the yard of Los Nietos, is that legal over? You, up in the yard, talk to this 44, same thing for you, talk to the 38 over. Here we go, Metro. More units to here?
Yeah, 10-4. Let me just, see, so you anxiety of the... So when those, that rail car,
Like the brand.
BS15 over.
if we could, let them take over the switches, they should be coming out right behind us.
Sounds like a winner there. That'll work for me. Just have them call me there. And do you have it in your authority in your PTC over?
Yeah, showing authority. Looks good.
Hey, and I'm fixing to, let me see here. It should launch that switch. I usually like to have that signal up before I tell you go forward. Hang on just a second. Okay, it's locked up. Here we go. Act on it. I'll holler at you. Here we go. Let's roll.
Copy that. Here we go.
We took over the 0 and switch.
Can it be locked out of track 6? Now bring it back over to that green break on 6. So this is the way to get
4 over.
next outbound head in. Use all these chassis number transport for track 6.
Thank you.
Need to Y here at 9th Street. Head back towards the ditch. 3 light engines. There goes. Thank you.
4.
BNSF DS15, BNSF 6921 over. Norwalk Box 2 is working as intended now. BNSF 5250, just a heads up in case it didn't get to you, but Norwalk's working as intended over.